Mr. Alan Close, welcome to the Our Day Off podcast, PRI edition, dude. How you doing?
Very well. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm surprised to be here, actually. I hadn't planned on coming to this event at all. And then I was just texting with my buddy, Robbie Layton. And I said, hey, by the way, are you at PRI? And he said, yeah, I am. I said, what if I just come down and hang out for a day? He's like, do it. Because I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is almost a 4-hour drive straight north of here. So
yeah, I mean, we found out just by random talking off camera that we live fairly close to each other.
Practically neighbors.
Yeah, I'm from South Bend area, so like what, hour away?
Yeah, so we might end up hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be rad.
Has to happen. Super cool. And we actually, I think I contacted you one time to possibly do some artwork. I'm never committed, obviously. But
that's fine.
Your artwork is awesome, dude.
Thank you.
I think I first saw your art when you did, and I think it was the Bailey Cole or the Bailey Campbell, the Bailey Campbell one, the one we just pointed out on your Instagram. And I'll bring it up just because it's fun. But that is insane art, dude.
Thank you.
So give me a quick rundown. And I know you don't just stick to off-road trucks or anything. Like you will virtually draw, paint anything,
just about anything.
Like.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, like, how does that process go?
So typically, when somebody like Bailey reaches out to me, we'll talk about what she wants to use the piece for, and any kind of vision that she has. I like to have a conversation with all of my clients and just kind of get the vibe of who they are as a person, what they're into, what their style is, and just how they like to joke around, and just to get an overall impression of them as a person before I even dive into any kind of sketches or anything like that, because all of that information informs, what the piece will look like. So, yeah, I had a conversation over the phone with Bailey, and we kind of talked about it. She wanted to bring in some elements of living in Arizona and that sort of thing. So, and she had a couple favorite cacti and cacti flowers that she wanted to bring in there. But part of her directive was that she wanted the piece to be feminine and representational of her as a racer driver, but simultaneously be something that was cool enough that dudes would want to wear it too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tricky line to dance.
Tough bridge to cross.
Yeah. But I think we were pretty successed with that.
For sure.
It came out pretty good.
I'd wear that shirt all day.
Awesome.
It's an amazing shirt. And so give me some background, dude. How'd you end up here? Doing what you do now?
Well, I started, it's kind of a roundabout journey. I did my first paid piece of artwork when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
My 6th grade teacher, her husband had a charter fishing business, and she asked me to do an illustration that they could use on merchandise and that kind of thing. I got paid $20 to do this, and it was a salmon jumping out of the Lake Michigan, in the foreground, and then his charter boat in the background. And she paid me $20, and I was ecstatic. I was like, I can get paid. I can get paid to draw.
That's amazing.
So, so I just kind of started dabbling in it from there. And then, when I went to college, I actually started out studying engineering. I was going to be an engineer, but then had this epiphany, this vision of myself 30 years down the road, sitting behind a desk and doing calculations and actually absolutely hating my life. And then I made the switch over to art, and done a lot of stuff in the apparel industry for several decades. But then this latest incarnation, it really wasn't until Instagram kicked in that I kind of found my niche. I found my people,
right?
And I posted a sketch. I think it was a concept build, something I thought would be really rad to build, and someone reached out to me and said, hey, I'm building a vehicle for SEMA. I need a rendering that I can show to potential sponsors. Would you do this? And we got on the phone, and he said, it's going to be this chassis. It's going to have this kind of suspension. It's going to run these tires, these wheels. We're going to have this armor. We're going to have these lights on it. Go for it. So that's kind of where it all started. And then word started traveling around that I could do that kind of stuff. And now here we are. And I think that really started about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Really?
So
So fairly recent.
Well, as far
Yeah,
as
it's-
as far as this incarnation, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, you're absolutely killing it.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely killing it. Some of your drawings are crazy. We just looked at one of a Jeep Cherokee that kind of like a. How do you make it start with that like almost looked like just black and white sketch,
Mhm.
and then you can kind of like watch it build as it goes.
Yeah.
Is that all done obviously on computer?
Yeah, for my illustration stuff specifically, I do it all on a tablet. I have an iPad, and I do all of my illustration work in that now. It's really handy because I can build it in layers, so I can have the main illustration on one layer. I can do the different. I can do the color underneath. So specifically, for example, I did a piece for Bailey Cole a couple years ago, and we were just chatting, and he said, I may be renovating my livery this year. And in the piece that I built for Bailey, the way I built it, the graphics are on a separate layer, so it's going to be no problem to go in there, change those up, and refresh that graphic so he can, continue to use the same piece and get
Very
the
cool.
most mileage out of it. That saves me from having to redraw the whole thing again too.
Redraw the entire
yeah,
drawing.
Yeah.
Wow. So is that like the only art you do? Have you been into like painting or like what? I mean, you did say you painted the one vehicle with just like spray bombing it, right?
Yeah, there's been all kinds of explorations with that. I do some painting, like some. I mean, I wouldn't call it fine art by any means. And if my painting teacher from college ever saw my technique, he would just cringe and shake his head. But I do some painting from time to time, as far as like on canvas and that sort of thing. I used to do that when I had spare time, free time. That really doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I also used to, mess around doing a little graffiti stuff. And last year at King of the Hammers, Rudy of Rudy's Adventure and Design, he built a Jeep XJ on the lake bed to race in the Everyman Challenge. He went out there a couple weeks before race day, and he literally he towed the trailer out onto the lake bed with the XJ, and the trailer was full of the parts that he was going to put on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Set up a tent, tore the whole thing down. Axles, I think he had it caged before he went out there, but that was about it.
Gotcha.
And then once he was done with all that, my buddy Nick Sawyers and I, Nick is of Loose and Lost. That's his brand. We went and used Alloy Armor spray paint, and we spray bombed the whole thing. And Nick did one side of the Cherokee, and I did the other side. And that was the race livery that Rudy rocked out the day. And it actually ended up, I don't know that they finished, but I think they got 2 laps in anyway. They did pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a cool story of like building a vehicle on the lake bed.
Totally.
What
it was
an interesting time.
Absolutely. It was, I mean, it's definitely a first, and it was, man, talk about ambition. That kid he doesn't know what no means.
Yeah.
That just doesn't cross his mind. He's a go-getter. I love that kid.
Good.
That's
so awesome. Good to hear. How old is he? Is he younger?
If he's 30, I'd be surprised.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got some years under his belt yet.
Yeah.
He's got some stuff to do.
Yeah.
That'll be cool to see where that goes. I mean, is he going to race again? Is he coming out again?
I don't know. I don't think so, because his dad is Matt of Matt's Off-Road and Recovery.
Yeah.
And I know that he just took over essentially as like shop manager there for him.
Gotcha.
So not only he's doing his stuff, but he's also building. Oh, so actually, probably not Hammers, but they're building a Corvair to run the Baja 1000.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and I got to do the build render for that as well. That's on my Instagram page too.
That'll be cool.
So
Let's look.
You go for it. Yeah, they're doing I think it's gonna be IFS and IRS. No, they got to be doing a solid rear axle on it. But it's like a 62 or 63 Corvair. It's gonna be Corvair powered. Like,
wow.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be nuts.
That'll be neat.
Yeah. So
I don't want to scroll and like be distracted, but I'm gonna definitely check it out.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just scrolling through some of your Instagram here, dude. You've done all sorts of wild renderings,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. You've drawn like the bike on the garage door?
Oh no,
Or
not
is
that.
that
I didn't do
something
that
else?
one. I was visiting Deus's headquarters in
Okay,
SoCal, and I was just
Still neat, huh?
super stoked. That's like a
Yeah.
mecca of mine. I mean,
Really?
that as a brand, they're just doing stuff so well. So I'm a big fan of Deus.
Gotcha.
They do.
Are you involved in motorsports yourself? Like, do you have like a passion for motorsports?
I really do. I was raised on the east side of Flint by a guy who had gas in his veins. I mean, and I'm one of four sons. My old man has been wrenching on cars, his whole life, and just kind of passed all that down to us boys. I kind of refer to myself as the brown sheep of the family because I got into off-road, and I just love things that are supposed to be in the dirt, whereas my three brothers, my old man, they're into muscle cars. They've all got muscle cars. I've got an 89 Blazer,
Yeah.
So that was, but I joke that we were raised on Hot Rod Magazine and bologna sandwiches. Like that was just
That's awesome.
that was our daily intake.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the impetus. That's kind of where it all got started. And we rode dirt bikes, we rode BMX bikes, a lot of that stuff back in the day. So a lot of that stuff, and really, but my only, I still ride dirt bikes to this day, still mountain bike. My only racing experience though was I did the Biltwell 100, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was interesting on a bike that I had not seen. I bought it sight unseen out there in Southern California. It was a 76 Husqvarna CR 360, and flew out a few days early and tried to get it was mostly running by the time I drove it out to the lake bed, or out to the desert rather, for the race. And we could only bump start it. It wouldn't kick start. And I raced in the novice class out there. So I did 3 laps, which was 75 miles. And it was brutal. The fork seals were jacked, so it was just bleeding fork oil.
Yeah.
So after first lap, I filled it up. After second lap, I was gassed. I was like, I don't know, man. I didn't bother to do it. I didn't fill the fork oil the second time, and by 2 miles into the lap, that thing was just bottoming out on everything. I mean, it was so brutal.
Dude, that sounds like a good time.
It was a riot. It was definitely type 2 fun.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love that. When you can almost, like, it could kill you.
Yes.
That's the best time.
Yeah.
It's the best
I
time.
so wanted to hang out with my friends after the race and party and just have a riot, but I was so gassed. I was just
I bet.
destroyed.
I bet. I got lucky one time to race a vintage day
Uh-huh.
at Redbud.
Yeah.
What a blast.
Yeah.
It's almost like racing a pit bike race is what I attribute it to.
Sure.
Because the bike just has no power. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
fast motorcycle.
Right.
I mean, you could get it to move. It's not like it's super, super slow, but you're just like, you have more skill than the bike at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like you're like almost pushing it way past its limits.
Yeah.
But what a good time.
Yeah.
Because everybody's kind of like on stuff that's not exactly the best. We got
Right.
guys out there with, the dual shock class in the back, and it's just like same thing. Shocks are blown out.
Yeah.
Just like pogo sticking through things.
For sure.
So much fun. So much fun. I love that stuff. I'm a dirt bike nut. I
Mhm.
grew up dirt biking. I raced GNCCs and national enduros my whole life. So, my whole background in off-road racing is dirt bikes.
That's rad.
So that's my whole life.
You got to come out and do the 100.
I'd love to.
It's such a cool vibe. It's so chill. Just the way that they've set up the whole thing. It's I mean, yes, they give out trophies and everything like that, but people are really just out there to have a riot. And it shows in, I mean, well, first of all, they've got a bajillion classes, everything from, late model stuff to vintage bikes. They got a pre-war class.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Think about that.
What?
So you're talking like hardtail Indians and Harleys, and I think
That's real men.
oh, for sure. Yeah. Their seats have like divots in the middle of them just to fit their sacks, just so they can
Yeah, no kidding. They got to have a freaking saddlebag just to fit the sack in it.
get this. So the year that I raced it 2 years ago, there were 9 bikes in that class and they all finished.
What?
They just do one lap. So
Still,
they're doing 25 miles, but
that's impressive.
they all finished. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah, it was wild. So
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, there's something to be said about those like vintage bikes.
yeah,
You know, cars and like racing off road is one thing, and you know, there's some vintage stuff out there. You know, there's some guys that kind of do it, but it's kind of far and few between.
yeah,
That vintage bike game is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that are into it, and the bikes are so cool.
yeah.
There, you see so many different things. Somebody was just telling us the other day that was sitting here was telling us they had like some older. It was like a Taco or something. I don't even remember what it was that he was telling us about, and he was just raving about it, man. And it's like
Yeah.
there's something about those old bikes, you know. Everybody knows somebody who has one sitting in their garage,
Yeah.
and
I ended up leaving that bike out there and just threw it back up on Marketplace and sold it again. But I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't box it up and ship it back home.
man,
I mean,
it would
it
have
was
been nice to have. Huh?
yeah.
You got any
Yeah.
bikes now?
Yeah. I've got a KTM. I got a little 150 XC, so it's everybody calls it a wife bike, which is funny. But in the trails that we have in Michigan, they're tight
Yep.
and sandy.
Yeah, they're great.
And so that little bike, it loves to wind out, and it feels so light. I just love it. It's super twitchy. I could just flip it through those trails. So that's my go-to bike.
I got the pleasure of riding a 150. Me and Chase went up to Michigan. Do you have ever heard of Race Driven out of Escanaba?
Yeah.
So one of my sponsors is Race Driven for side-by-side racing, and he's big KTM dealer and all that good stuff. And he's got a bunch of KTMs at his shop, and me and him went up there and we did some trail riding up there in the UP, and I got to ride one of the 150 XCs, and dude, what a blast!
Yeah.
And we got to trade off, so we took a 150, and I think we had the 450 XCW, and so we went out and I think we did. You ever rode Moss Lake or Bass Lake up in the UP?
No, I haven't been. We haven't been to UP yet.
Amazing.
We've crushed pretty much everything in the Lower Peninsula.
Gotcha.
But so
Yeah.
UP is next to them.
UP's fantastic. If you ever go up, dude, give me a shout.
Yeah.
I'd love to go ride.
Rad.
But yeah, spent a lot of time in the UP, Drummond Island. I've rode all over Drummond Island, Marquette, but Bass Lake and Moss Lake, which is just north of like the Escanaba area,
All right.
are top notch single tracks.
All right.
And we had a blast, dude, because we would like, one of us would ride the 150, one of us would ride the 450 for a while, and then we'd swap. And I really did like the 150.
Yeah.
And I raced 450s for years, at a professional level. So definitely a 450 lover. If I was going to go buy a bike and I had
Sure.
a gun to my head, I'm buying a 450.
Sure.
But there's something cool about that 150.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's light. You can kind of flick it around.
Yeah.
You can ride it at a higher RPM if you want,
Well,
and they're
plus-
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm old and I'm slow and I don't have a ton of talent, so I need something that's a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
I had a 250 EXC for quite a while, and that thing just kept trying to kill me.
Yeah.
It was a dragon. That thing
Yeah.
was a monster. So, yeah, and I almost gave myself a heat stroke one day trying to kick that thing, get it restarted.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm over 50 now. I don't need to be kicking bikes in the middle of the woods anymore. This is no bueno.
Yeah. And same. So I've kind of fallen in love with the e-bikes. So I do a lot of e-biking. We've like the smaller ones where we'll go ride around town and stuff, And me and Bailey Cole were talking yesterday, and he was like, "Dirt bike guy, huh? Why haven't you raced King of the Motos?" I was like, oh, dude. One, I quit racing dirt bikes because I got really injured.
Yeah.
I told myself I'll never, put myself in that position again. But I do want to try it because that's my thing. The hard enduro style is kind of my thing.
Yeah,
And I said the only way I'll try it is if I can, get in one of the Starks. Like my goal would be to get a Stark Varg,
that'd be cool.
and I know the battery probably won't make it the whole thing, but I just want to try some of
Sure.
the hills.
Yeah,
Some of the
Such a
Hammers trails,
gnarly
on dirt
course
bikes.
too. Oh
And-
yeah,
and that's my thing, and that was the reason. I don't want to have to start it. I don't want to have to kick it. Like if I fall over, I want to be able to pick it up and just go.
Yep.
Like I don't want to have any of that mess.
yep.
So if I can come up across a Stark for a good price or something, I may bring it to Hammers, and I may try to do, because me and Chase have rode e-bikes at Hammers, the ones I have currently, and we've done Sledgehammer, Jack North, Jackhammer on e-bikes.
I think I've seen some of those vids.
Yeah. And dude, we had a blast.
Yeah.
It was some of the most fun I've had at Hammers, and I've been to Hammers and had a lot of fun. So
That's up there. That's on a scale.
I'm pretty excited to maybe take a bigger bike, full size frame bike out there and try to ride some of those trails, because it's just way better, more
Yeah.
power, more control.
Sure.
So
Do you think they're going to be, do you think the battery technology is going to catch up with like the more endurance racing, or like?
I think it's inevitable for sure. I think it will get there. How long? I don't know. Who knows? That is the biggest issue, though.
Yeah.
100%. The power's there. The durability's there. It's a matter of getting the longevity.
Yeah.
That's the problem. There's guys racing GNCCs. They have a whole Stark team.
Yeah.
But they're hot swapping batteries. So,
right.
excuse me, when they come in for a pit, instead of taking fuel, they're throwing the bike on the stand, the rider hops off, and the pit crew actually literally disassembles the front of the bike, pulls the battery out, slides a new battery, and plugs it in, and they're off.
Wow.
That said, those Stark batteries are $10,000.
Right.
So
yeah, that's the meat of the machine.
Exactly. So that's where the tech is. But I kind of think about it as in like, you know how new TVs and like TV monitors are?
Right.
Remember back in the day when like the first flat screens came out, they were $10,000.
Oh yeah, we were just talking to my kid about this.
Exactly. And now you can go buy an 80-inch TV at Walmart for $500.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like I think it's going to be one of those things. Like right now the tech is so new and it's changing so rapidly that it's just really outpricing itself.
Right.
And eventually that scale will meet. You'll get more battery power, longer life, and the price will come down.
Yeah.
The more they work on it, it's kind of inevitable.
I mean, they've proven themselves to be competitive too.
Oh, they're really fast.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like
yeah.
speed of the bike?
Yeah.
So I got to ride a Stark, and it's like riding a spaceship. That's crazy.
Awesome.
They make 450s feel like a kid's toy.
I saw that at least one, maybe two riders was racing them in the World Supercross Series this year too, and they were finishing like top 3.
Yeah, they're super fast.
Yeah,
super fast. I mean, obviously, a rider has a lot to do with it, but
sure.
If you can put somebody who's really good and adaptable, because a lot of those guys have been riding, pro race bikes for a very long time, so it's hard to step away onto something that like has a handbrake now.
Right. Right.
But if you can get a guy like Pat Evans or like some of these freestyle dudes that have been doing it for a long time, they're really good.
Yeah.
Like crazy. I mean, some of the stuff they're doing with the freestyle, especially because there's no gear range.
Yeah.
So if you envision like a freestyle guy hitting a jump with a 450 and he's in second gear and he gets up in the air and he has to rev out to bring the bike back.
Mm-hmm.
He's stuck in second gear. It's not like he can bang gears and make the tires faster.
Right.
That Stark, you just crack the throttle and it's like going to 6th gear instantly.
Wow.
So that rotating mass spins so fast, they're able to go further.
Yeah.
And then bring it back.
So it's about throttle control.
And that gyro effect.
Yeah.
So it's wild what they can do. So I mean, I have no doubt that the battery tech will get there. How long it's going to take, I don't know. We'll see.
I was looking at when I started shopping for a new bike, I looked at some of the Segways and stuff like that, and I came like really close to picking one up, because for our trail rides, I mean, we're not going out and doing 100 miles,
right,
and clip. So it was a possibility. It just came down to wheelbase for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the wheelbase on those is like, I don't know, 5 inches shorter, and just for, I mean, you've ridden the sand in Michigan. It's so it's so soft, it's so silty.
Yep.
That every inch you can get is important.
For sure. I mean, the Starks kind of cross that barrier because they're a full size bike. They're a full size. They're the same width. Track width as a 450, right around the same weight ish. Just powerful as all get out. You're never going to want for more power. But just the battery life kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So like for me being an enduro guy or like to go on longer trail rides, I don't know that I could ride all of like Moss Lake up in the UP in one battery life.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the worst part about that is if you do run out of battery, you're really screwed.
Yeah.
It's not like if you run out of gas on a gas bike, you could potentially, find some gas and fill it back up and then you can ride it back in.
Right.
When you're done, you're done.
Right.
Like you're pushing it.
Right.
And that's a pain in the ass. So, I'd like to see him get there. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll happen. It's just going to take some time.
That's awesome.
The cars are the same way though, too. I would love to buy a Tesla, but I drive so far, so often that it just doesn't make any sense. If I lived in a big city like here in Indy, and I commuted just around town,
Very
no
practical.
brainer.
Sure.
No brainer.
Absolutely.
You're gonna save a decent amount of money on fuel, and the car basically drives itself. So why not? But
or if you're someone like me who is an involuntary agoraphobe and may spend up till there's some weeks where I look up and it's Thursday and I'm like, I haven't left the freaking house.
Yeah.
And just because I'm just working all the time.
Yeah, going in on your projects.
Yep.
That's good though. So what's upcoming projects look like? You got a lot going on. I mean, obviously you're a busy man, so
yeah. I've got some fun partnerships that I've that I've started to connect with, and a lot of fun events. Just finished actually the graphics for this year's Builtwell 100. It came out really good. I think that's going to be a fun one. I'm working on some stuff with Flex Rocks and Rollovers, Marvin Stammel.
Cool.
Yeah,
Marvin's awesome.
I do.
I actually submitted one time. I had a buggy, an LJ that was full 1 tons and everything, and I wanted to do the 24-hour hell and back.
Yeah.
And I submitted my video. It was crap. My video was absolute crap, and I knew for sure I wasn't getting picked. But I watch all those videos, and Marvin's a good dude. I've met a lot of those guys that have been on those hell and backs. I actually. Last year, I had another buggy on 43s. It was a full tube chassis X Ultra 4 car.
Mm-hmm.
I went and ran the hard trail they did in Utah. It's like a level 10.
Yeah.
They're like, do not do this
I
by
was
yourself.
there. I was at that event.
I ran that by myself.
No way.
Top to bottom.
No way.
Winch 3 times.
No way.
Yep.
Dude, that trail is ridiculous.
I was so it's and you've been there. So I started the trail. Drove out of the parking lot or whatever and started the trail, and I was like, I'm just gonna go up a little ways. I'm by myself. Don't want to get anything crazy.
Mhm.
I'm a good wheeler. I'm not worried about it.
Sure.
And my buggy was super capable.
Yeah.
I mean, it was everything but 4-wheel steer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has everything. And I'm on 43-inch stickies with water in the tires, so it's gonna go wherever I point it.
Yeah.
And it's LS, so it's got power.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna test the waters and see what it's about. I know everyone says it's gnarly, so I got about I don't know, 400 yards into the trail, and I'm like, went up a couple gnarly sections, and I look back, and I'm like, well, I'm going backwards.
Right?
I'm kind of committed now.
Yeah, now you're in
And I'm
it.
looking up, like, doesn't look terrible, it looks all right. It wasn't raining, thank goodness. It was dry, and so I just picked my way through. And the only issues I had was my buggy had a larger belly on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just got hung up a lot.
Yeah.
Just belly hung.
There was some nasty breakovers.
Yeah,
Trip.
so that was really my only issue.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I was crafty enough to, I had a long extra strap and stuff, so I was wrapping strap around rocks and stuff, and I was by myself having a good time.
Yeah.
I was just, having fun.
Yeah.
I was having a good time.
Did you clean that sandpaper wall? The one that was at like a, it was like a 40-degree angle. It was ridiculous.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. I did not clean it. I had to do a little winch and a little backup and some real out of the box maneuvering.
Yeah.
To get through there. And there was a couple times where it was dragging cage, and it was good. It was good. I've got a video. I can maybe show it to you after if I can find it. But there's a video of me like going through a little section, and then I wanted to like film the whole thing.
Sure.
Because not a lot of people do that by themselves.
Nope.
I was so nervous about getting through it and being in time too, because it was like more towards the end of the day, and I didn't want to run out of daylight.
Right.
So I was kind of like hurrying a little bit, and I got to the top. I took that hard right out of the top and then went through the little V-notch at the top, climbed up, and it was just open, like clear-cut area-ish.
Yeah.
And I get to the top, and I'm like, oh, I got to take a video. So I've got a video of me at the top. Like,
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess I just did this.
Yeah,
Like,
and the haters are like, nah, he just drove up there.
drove up to the top. I've got a couple videos from down in it, too. But I was so, like, laser focused on, like,
Yeah.
getting through it that I was kind of bummed I didn't video more. And I told Chase, I was like, dude, we got to go back.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've since sold the buggy now, so I don't know that I'll have anything that'll do it.
Okay,
in
so
the
you had
future,
that
but
super dialed buggy. Imagine doing that in a full body rig.
I want to. I have a Rubicon now.
Okay.
I have a Rubicon that's built decent, so
Uh-huh.
it would be destroyed.
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't. I mean, that's what it's for.
You're going to leave some paint up there
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I'm willing to try it. I'm 100% willing to try it. So
Yeah.
you went on that adventure.
I did, because I've been doing the graphics for all of Marvin's Hell and Back adventures. So
Cool.
for, I don't know, 5 years now or something like that.
Now
5 or
that
6
you
years.
say that and I see his graphic in my head, it is yours.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Very
So
cool.
I've
Very
been
cool.
doing all of those, and that was an event where it was relative. I mean, that whole trail is 1 mile long,
Right.
so it's not. So it was a trail where I could hike along with. I popped in car with a couple dudes along the way just for a little bit. But I had a bunch of clients that were going to be there as part of the event and stuff like that. I've done work with Tom Woods Drive Shafts, and I'm planning on doing some stuff with Ian Johnson in the relatively near future.
Big Tire Garage.
Yeah, and John Grounds, I'd done a piece for him, so it was just a great opportunity to go out and here's what I love the most about my job is that the vast majority of my clients end up becoming friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just what we do together, what the pieces we create together it's just so much fun, and so yeah, that was just a good excuse to go pal around with friends in the desert for
Heck yeah, dude.
24 hours.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, going out and having some fun, making a little money, producing some artwork. Dude,
Absolutely.
what a life. So
Absolutely.
cool. So cool. Good for you.
It does not suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I pinch myself 2 or 3 times a week and go, I'm getting paid to draw.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah.
paid to draw pictures. Yeah.
So cool.
Not bad.
Well, keep it up, man. I love your
Thanks,
artwork.
brother.
It's so sick. As Chase may have mentioned, we're trying to put some together for the video side of the podcast now, like an intro and an outro. So maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk
Well,
about
check out APOC Design.
Yeah.
On
Please tell
Instagram.
everybody, please. Go
Yeah,
for it.
on Instagram, on Facebook. IG is where I post most of my stuff, but also apoc-design.com. I've got 4 volumes of my coloring book out, and I've got some decals on there. Should have some apparel sometime in the near future. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's my stuff.
Well, dude, absolute pleasure.
Thanks,
Thanks for coming on.
man. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Well,
Great
Welcome to Our Day
opportunity.
podcast, man. Let's go have a fun PRI.
Right on.
Thanks, man.
You bet.
See you guys later.